Welcome back, everyone, to episode 6 of Pawns and Patrons, The Dark of Swamp Dudet. Our heroes have recently departed from the Mincing Mule. They had a close run-in with Leowin and some of the enforcers from Just a Karsnish, and now they have made their way into Swamp Dudet. Now, I think the first thing you notice, who's leading the party? It's Strej right now?
Yeah.
So Strej is followed by a cluster of other people, Chattanooga the mule, Anna and Rachel the dogs, trailing in the rear. And Strej, you notice that you're following along, like as the terrain becomes swampier, you've headed into the lowlands. There's a number of like streams and creeks that sort of like coalesce together and just flood into the area. Reeds start growing up, huge like snowy, huge swampy willows and like old dead gnarled trees as the like water levels rose and killed off these ancient trees. Sort of begin to dominate the landscape. There are like strange black birds with incredibly long legs and razor sharp looking beaks that sort of like perch and stalk through the water. We're talking these things are like 8 feet tall, right? You notice, Strej, that I guess when you were on the main road, you didn't see this, but on the turnoff to the trail that leads to Blabouton, you see deep set hoof prints of a horse that was traveling in this direction. It looks like it was going in the direction that you are traveling. I mean, at first you take this as like a sign of confidence, like, yeah, we're going the right way, because why would a horse travel this way? Until you reach a point where you can very clearly see like the cook fires from Blabouton sort of over the shrubbery and hedges and gnarled trees that block your view. You can see these clouds of smoke rising just beyond. It's probably like a mile away or something like that. But these deep set horse prints in the marshy ground turn to the right and head out into the swamp. What do you do?
Group, I see. Well, I don't know why these are now like that, but well, my dear. We
Perhaps
have it.
The return to Swamp Dudet has your native accent, just bringing it out.
We have a decision to make. The tracks of horses on this side. The swamp on that side. The swamp road to blum 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 blum.
Blabouton.
Yeah, Blabouton. Where shall we go?
Well, so my 2 level 0s both step forward very confidently, and I just want to point out that they present in 2 very different ways, because we have Fiona, the furnace, who came equipped with flint, steel, and herb, and is a forester by profession. She steps forward and she says, "Oh, this is obvious. We follow this trail here." You can see that the steps are more fresh. There's no returning tracks. We're likely to find more of what we're looking for. She has -1 tracking for some reason. Evelyn, she bought herself a big padded shirt and a big war hammer, but she's some little like noble. She's like, actually, I think we should follow this other trail over here. It's kind of you see returning tracks, and so that speaks to the fact that whatever went that way, I was able to come back, and that's actually a very exciting prospect to me. She has +2 tracking, so I don't really know how these 2 got mixed up, but you trust who you want to trust.
Well, let's do a refresher on our mission. Yes, that's when my scribe, Beskri, finally pulls out some of her notes, like pulls them out wide, and says, let me see, what was our mission? Ah, yes. The mission. Oh, yeah. The mission is bring me back the court magician, Augusta Rebel's possessions and scroll. That's it. That's all I got in my notes. Okay. So knowing that, I think we are looking for a group. So I would think we might want to follow the tracks.
Did we leave before the knights left?
Yes?
Yeah. First thing in
I
the
think
morning.
that the knights were sort of like upstairs talking with Leowin and Hercules while you sort of like swiftly departed.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're looking for a group.
This is only one set of horse footprints, incidentally.
Is there something I'm not recalling from like our mission?
Sounds like you have a pretty good understanding. I mean, like, generally speaking, Petrov is searching for the Eldritch Scroll of Zokarzan,
Yeah.
which is supposed to be in possession of the court magician Augusta
Yeah.
Rouet. And
Yeah.
that's, you got this all. As for whether she was traveling solo or in a party, you're
Don't
actually
know.
not sure. But you can probably make some reasonable assumptions about that.
I don't know.
And with this tracking, would I be able to roll for any signs of the court musician, like maybe a torn piece of silk on a branch, or like a refined breadcrumb that maybe hasn't been munched yet?
So I think that you're getting your tracking from the class that you have selected, which is Kith.
So I have Kith selected on both Evelyn and Fiona, and Fiona's the Forester. I think is it level int mod is my tracking? Because I have -1 for Fiona and 2 for Evelyn.
Here's the trick. Neither of your characters actually have a level yet.
Yeah.
And so they don't actually have tracking, and they're not technically Kith.
Oh, well, look at that.
Being Forester is certainly something that you could call on in order to try to, like, glean more information about this trail.
I shall do that then, because Fiona is a Forester.
Give me a 1d20.
Let's see.
And you're specifically, what are you trying to get out of this? What are you attempting to determine here?
Fiona's trying to see which way it's specifically like a court jester that has the scroll, right? So I'm wondering if they'd also be in silks, if we could find any like trappings or tailings of like fancy fabrics.
So you're trying to
fancy
determine
person.
if this, like, traveler seems like they are the person that you're looking for.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were looking at 2 different trails.
So
one was-
there's a trail that looks like it's heading off in the direction of Bois Bouton.
Yep.
And there's a set of deep set horse footprints that diverge and head into the swamp off to the right. And it's kind of these deep set horse footprints that you're sort of debating. Do we want to follow these, or should we go to Bois Bouton? Or
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wanted to see if along the trail of horse footprints, if there was anything that indicated that our traveler might have gone that way.
right. Okay. Give me a 1d20. 14. Cool. You follow along the horse footprints for just like a little ways. You just take like a little 10-minute diversion in order to like look closely at what might be here. You get to a thorny thicket that the horse footprints sort of wind their way through, and you do find like a silk green strip of cloth that has been torn off and like snagged on one of these thorny branches. And in the mud there next to it, you find one single shiny gold coin.
Fiona picks up the gold coin and just looks at the gold and then picks up the silk. She's like, I don't need double evidence. She puts the gold coin in her pocket and she turns around and she waves the silk and she says, hey, I found some fancy person shrapnel.
Fancy person shrapnel.
Well, Stretch Dudet looks at the silky garment. It could reasonably be the person we're looking for then. Them. I guess we shall keep going.
What are the colors of like? Are there? Does everyone have like a herald and an arms and stuff? Is there like colors of Louboutin, or would the jester just have been fancy, crazy dressed anyway? So it doesn't really matter.
So the person that you're
Magician.
looking for, Augusta Rebay, is a court magician,
Magician
rather than a jester. But
amended.
like heraldry or colors, I think it's unlikely that you'd be able to determine that from a scrap of cloth this small. It's just like a finger's worth of fancy cloth that you've taken to mean like, yeah, this person is wealthy, but you can't quite determine whether or not this person is like has a specific house identity. Yeah.
Roger.
So the party is generally in agreement that we want to follow these deep set hoof prints. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I am. I actually have another question for Agnes. Agnes has a spell called Find Familiar, and I feel like she would be inspired by all the birds and the trees in the woods as we walk through, and that the bird's eyes would maybe be helpful later. Is that possible that I could cast that?
That you could just cast Find Familiar?
Yeah, she's just sort of
Let's
walking to the back of the
take a
party.
look. If you've got it, then you can cast it.
Oh boy.
It takes a week to cast.
Whoa.
So, if you want, we could say that you have actually been casting this and then like finish it now that you're on the road.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, as I'm preparing, like in these nature places or going back out, as I got this magic, I probably want to find one ASAP. So Agnes is ready.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is very interesting. Let me read the notes here to you. This lengthy ritual prepares the caster to bond with a familiar. The familiar makes itself known during the ceremony 50% of the time. Otherwise, the caster makes its acquaintance sometime in the weeks following the ritual. The spell check is made upon completion of the ritual, and a minimum spell burn of 10 points is required to cast this spell. The caster gains hit points equal to the familiar's and other powers as well, depending on the creature summoned. Once the caster has summoned a familiar, whether having met it or not, she cannot summon another until the current one dies and a full moon passes. If a familiar dies, the caster immediately keels over in intense pain, loses twice the familiar's hit points permanently, and suffers a -5 spell check penalty until the next full moon. The judge will provide more information. So the most important point here for our purposes is that you have to spell burn at least 10 points in order to cast this spell, which means burning away your stats in order to fuel the spell. Let's see.
That giggle. She gets real dumb, but she gets an eagle.
Yeah, basically. So you're burning points 1 for 1, and for every ability point you expend, you add +1 to your spell check.
Okay, is it up to 10 or I have to do minimum 10, right?
You have to do minimum of 10 in order for Find Familiar to be cast at all.
Great. I will take... Okay, I will noodle on this as we progress, and if you feel like there's an appropriate time, I'm prepared to do that spell burn.
Oh, super cool. But you don't have the... It's you specifically, you have to spend points from your strength, agility, or stamina score. Those are the three.
And they can't go below 8?
I don't see any restriction. So you can push those as low as you want.
But based on what I understand, like if you do ranged, you want your agility to be good, but strength you don't care so much, and vice versa.
Pretty much. Though none of those are important for spell casting, so yeah.
I'm gonna write down what I currently have before I start touching buttons. But yes, so awesome.
Is it like 1 stat per burn?
It's 1 point from any stat is 1 point of spell burn, and it gives you +1 to the casting of the spell.
Dang, 10 points is so many.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I want to see about like healing spellburn damage. It's pointing out that like technically clerics can heal ability score damage, but that is a potentially risky thing, potentially incurring the disapproval of deities. Other than that, I don't see immediate information about recovering spellburn. But we can keep looking into that later. Okay.
I'll need it
if
back
you'd
if
like-
I get a void. Go ahead.
If you'd like to do that now, then we certainly can. Or if you want to finish it later, then that's also fine.
I just have to pull the points, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'll do. I'm taking my strength down to 6, my agility down to 9, and my stamina down to 6. Nobody touch me or breathe on me.
Amazing. All right.
It seems to him that you can get it back after like the character dies and a full moon passes. No.
I think only like half the health, or I gain the health of the familiar, and then I lose it double if it dies. So
Yes. Ability scores lost in this way return as the wizard heals. Each day she does not attempt spellburn, she recovers 1 point of ability score total. So in 10 days you'll have recovered back up to your maximums. So remember, like, keep your maximums what they are and just drop your scores down. Super cool. Then go ahead and cast Find Familiar.
Ooh. Casting.
What do we get? Who is our pet?
11.
11, which I
Uh-oh.
think has to mean 21 because you've burnt 10 points.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah. It's interesting because I think there is no way to fail this because in order to cast it, you have to spend 10 points of spellburn.
Ah.
Okay, so first we need to know if your familiar is already with you or if it will be appearing soon. So 1d100, a 0 to, or a 1 to 50 means it's already with you and that it appeared during the casting of the spell. And a 51 to 100 means that you haven't met your familiar yet and it will appear sometime soon. You have not met your familiar yet. It will appear sometime soon. Let me make a couple rolls so that I know more about this.
So your familiar is an earthworm. Congratulations.
Let's see. There we go. Summoning a familiar. What is your alignment?
My alignment is lawful.
Let's see.
Which means I might have to turn you in one day, Stretch.
Let me just Google something really quick. DCC find familiar.
So excited that I recover this point, the points that I spell burned. I am unstoppable.
So, all right, I'm going to retcon a ruling, and it's going to be harsher for you, unfortunately. I think that spell burning 10 points is the cost of entry to the spell, and those don't actually increase your spell result. And the reason that I think this is because there are really specific things about, like, if you get a 12 to 17 on your spell check, then this is the kind of familiarity you get. If you get an 18 to 23 on your spell check, that's the kind of familiarity you get. If you can only cast the spell at all by burning 10 spell points, like you're almost guaranteed to get a 12, and you're almost never guaranteed to get low. So I think that the way that it works is the 10 points at the cost to cast the spell, but they don't actually increase the casting of the spell.
Okay, so I got an 11 instead of a 21.
Yes, but if you get an 11, then the spell is lost and you've failed casting. The minimum,
But I can burn additional points to keep it over there, right?
exactly. So the minimum result is 12, but how many additional points do you want to burn in order to bump up the spellcast here?
I will burn an additional 4 points. I'm just figuring out where I take them from.
Nice. So that means that bumps you up to a 15. Excellent.
All right. My strength is 4, my agility is 7. Let's go, baby.
This is amazing. So you got a 15. Fantastic. So let me make some notes about your familiar.
I put you on the mule. Don't move.
Thank you. It's been a very strenuous cast. You think I should have done this maybe not at the start of the adventure?
Wonder if there's anything I could do to help you. I have magic shield. What does that do? I think it only helps in battle.
Well, I'll be able to stay ranged. I think I have my shield, my enlarge. I got a chill touch if it gets close.
Uh-huh. Oh my god.
Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good.
I can't wait. I'm so excited whatever it is.
That's incredible.
You
I
can
love
start
it because it's mine.
You can start thinking of a name now.
Oh no, you gotta meet the baby.
You could like theory craft ideas.
It's true, it's true. See, it's a big piece of me.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
It's gonna be the familiar of which character?
Agnes.
Agnes. Animagnus.
Oh wow.
This is
Cool. That's really cool.
That's so scary. It's a spider octopus. I don't know.
A spoctopus.
Ooh, you little Spock.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Lawful. Fantastic. Yep. Personality. 1d20. Oh
Ooh, it's gonna be a sassy octopus spider.
Yeah, fantastic. That works for me.
As long as it's not a frog, that would be awkward.
Nah.
Yeah, totally. Okay, this is incredible, and I can't wait for you to meet the
oh.
familiar.
If it's a toad, can we call it totally?
Totally. Excellent. Okay, so we will meet your familiar soon before the end of the session today. The group of you are continuing along this path. You've identified there's a noble here. Like it might be the person that you're looking for. Shortly after following this deep set of horse footprints, you hear someone just like wailing and sobbing cacophonously in the distance ahead. Oh! Oh! My! Oh! Oh!
Sound great, guys.
Sounds like somebody's in danger.
It could be our
says.
prey. They're weakened.
Anybody courageous wants to go and check it out? I'll take some notes. It's gonna be great.
Babs
If
is
you
like,
die, your
this-
memories will live on in the scripture.
Fiona's like, is that how it works?
Yep.
Okay.
D'Artagnan, why?
Lurjui, with all of her freshly bought gear, tries to act proud and carries onwards.
Okay, so you're
Babs
like
will
stepping
follow.
forward.
Yeah, she's going like on her own.
Fiona's with you
Amazing.
guys, the forester.
You see a frog.
We see a
sitting
frog.
What's that?
We see a frog.
You see a frog sitting in the swamp, dressed in beautiful, noble clothes with like slashed sleeves and like puffy pants. His shirt has ruffles all down the front. His like knees are covered in mud, but his pants sort of like cut off in the mid thigh and have like a drawstring that drawstrings them. And he's like raising his hands to the heavens. No! Oh, I can't believe that you would do this. What do you do? Lurge we.
Hi.
I hear you, D'Artagnan. Your voice remains with me even now. Hi, you say, though in life you could not speak. I'm not sure why I hear your voice calling to me now.
Everything's gonna be okay, my darling. Trust the group of strangers you're about to encounter.
Fiona looks down at you like, nice.
D'Artagnan, this makes no sense. We're in the middle of swamp today. Why would we meet a group of strangers?
Because I have sent for Dudet to help you out. A frog will come for you, my love. And it is I.
The blood drains from his face when he hears the name Dudet, and he says, Dudet, what have I done to deserve such a fate? Oh, gods, save me. And then he turns around and he sees the 12 of you, and he goes, oh!
Babs has preemptively poured a cup of ale and offers it and is like, I think you need this.
He takes it, just like that.
Fiona's smoking her pipe and she's like, I don't think you need this.
Yeah.
Just drains this mug of ale. No compunctions. Smacks his lips and says, ah, yes, a very fine 1272.
I know. Takes back the mug.
Ah, you must be the strangers that my horse told me about.
Yes.
This horse.
Yes, it is us. It is us.
Yep.
We are the strangers.
It's us.
And
Your horse told you. That's us.
which one of you is the Dudet? There is, of course, only one frog in your group.
Yeah.
Just
Move
looking
aside
eagerly.
so-
I
Make
imagine
a
we all
visual
kind of
path.
like split apart.
Okay.
Can I do like a minor casting without spell casting to just do the rush of wind? No rush of wind.
I think I'm tempted to say no, just because magic is super dangerous.
Yeah, you're
in this
right.
game.
You're rush of wind. I just felt wind would have been nice here, but it's okay.
Yeah, you can like hold your hands to your mouth and go.
Yeah.
We all blow on you.
I kind of, I don't know. I do a thing. Okay.
He says, I thought there were none left.
No. The Dudet legacy shall live on, my dear frog friend.
Well, that is. And he looks just like the most pained frog you've ever seen. He says, that is good. Now please, strangers, leave me to my grief.
Did your horse die?
Yes, my horse, D'Artagnan, has sunk into the swamps of sorrow.
That's why you shouldn't bring horses in swamps. It's like everyone knows that, Every movie ever is like a horse gets stuck in the swamp,
It's so true. He puts one froggy hand on your shoulder. He says, it's so true. But how else was I to get my large barrels of spice from where they came from to where I shall sell them for massive profit?
Well, aside from the person on the donkey, we're like 12 strong folks. and maybe we could help you move those spices out of the kindness of our hearts.
Agnes is like, I don't lift.
Alas, the spices have also sunk into the swamp. There, he points, and he says, "Can you not hear the beating of her telltale heart?"
So you're giving up on those spices? If we can like pull them out of the swamp, they're ours then?
He says, no, of course not. If you pull them out of the swamp, they're mine.
So we're not like incentivized to pull them out of the swamp for any reason.
Well, you are, because it is good and dutiful to help your betters.
I know the shopping cart theory, yeah, but like it doesn't usually work out.
Can't believe you wouldn't return a shopping cart.
I mean, I would return a shopping cart, but like,
I always.
there's 12 of us here. Not everyone does it, you know. It's kind of hard. And we got a mission. You know the thing called like the Scroll of Zerkaton or Zorkurazan? Wasn't really paying attention.
Not really a magically minded person, so I don't know what you're talking about. But listen, if you procure my barrels for me, then I perhaps I could consent to pay you for your work.
Well, I mean, hard day's labor is a good way to make an honest living, you know? There's some expression about work will make you a better person, or like idle hands are the devil's plaything or something, you know, like...
Yes, very true. And also, those without work are bad people. It's true.
We do have a mission here, though. I don't think we have time to start pulling out some spices from swamps.
Not even...
Hold on. What kind of spices though? Like spices or like sweet spices? Wait, what?
Oh,
Dill?
They are a spice made from the ground and a dried bright flower, which occasionally does grow in the swamp. But I have an arrangement with a production field that allows me to sell their profit at high profit margins deeper within Mordland. It is delicious.
Delicious,
Sweet
you
and
say?
tangy.
Fiona looks around and goes, "You said delicious."
I like things that are delicious.
Babs likes delicious.
Do you like
You're delicious.
You
5
Babs,
silver
you crazy
coins?
Babs.
Do you also like 5 silver coins?
No, I like them gold. You got the gold ones?
That would cut gravely into my profit margins.
Just,
The
like, give
profit
us one of-
margins of owing people a bunch for all the spice you lost? Your profit margins that are currently in the negative? Those profit margins?
Man, like, let's...
Says, I hate economists.
Fiona's like, you think I'm an economist?
He looks at you and counts 12, 13, 14, 15, counts the animals as well, and says, I will pay each of you 1 gold coin for help.
I really like that he counted the animals. I don't know, Fiona's kind of in. Evelyn and Agnes are ambivalent.
As a note, I keep meaning to bring this up. I don't know why the dogs are with us, because the dogs belong to Fran, and Fran stayed in the burrow.
Amazing.
So, I don't know. I guess the dogs missed Babs and came along because they got out somehow.
They get more snacks when they're with the group, so
Yeah.
They need their exercise, you know?
Yeah, amazing. He points in the direction of like a patch of water, and you can see like, you know, some sort of like branch or something sticking out of the middle of it. He says, there, that foul, fetid patch of swamp has devoured the only thing of value to me in this world. My 2 barrels of spice.
Is this the
and
same-
D'Artagnan?
And D'Artagnan.
Yeah, cool, bro.
Is
You
this
miss him.
The same
I
swamp
do.
with the leeches?
What? Oh, leeches. Oh, that's just a rumor.
Okay, cool. Back to
And
swim.
what is your name, my dear?
My name? What is my name? My name is Bellin. Glad to be of service. He doffs his poofy cap and bows ornately.
Okay, Stretch today ducks and asks crap, what's the name of your scribe?
Scribbles.
Scribbles. Like bows to Scribbles and is like, Scribbles, I'll give you the next silver piece I find if you write Stretch in the back of this frog.
You want me to just write it on on that person?
On their back, yeah. In case that the knights come to find me.
Okay. Scribbles looks around for like some kind of writing implement that would write on a person.
Do you have anything, Scribbles?
I mean, we've established I have like charcoal and paper, but I don't imagine that would be easy to like write on someone's clothes or anything. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of paper and write Stretch Dudet on it. And then I'm trying to figure out how someone in this realm would fasten something to somebody's back. I guess maybe we have like a straight pin somewhere.
Yeah.
And so Scribbles will just kind of like like hook it to their cape. So it's like a kick me sign, but it says Stretch Dudet.
Yeah, amazing. So like while
Perfect.
the others are going out and like investigating where this horse sank and trying to recover the stuff, you're just hanging back, making this sign, and then
I'm really no good with lifting things.
amazing. Roll a luck check for me, please, and remember, lower is better.
Here we go.
That's
Scribbles.
usually
It's your
it.
time, Anna.
It's your
Shine,
first
baby.
day, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, pretty good.
Nice.
Nice. You pin this sign to his back and he doesn't seem to notice. Now the rest of you, when you get out there, there's this stick or log that was sticking above the water. It's not a stick or a log. It's a horse.
Oh,
His head
Like
is just sitting there, just like looking at you.
Like it's still
is the
alive?
horse alive?
Save him.
And you hear Bellin shouting, "Oh, poor D'Artagnan, so dead!" God.
Oh, D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan goes,
Babs like, that's my horse now. I'm gonna save that horse. That horse is coming with us.
Skye
Fiona's like, we're gonna get you out of there, buddy.
will strip off his gear, lay it on the side of the swamp, and begin to wade in, poking ahead with some sort of stick he's found before him.
Yeah,
And,
this
wade
this
deep.
section of the swamp gets quite deep, so like very quickly, like the poking of the stick reveals there's just like no ground. It's just a sunk, muddy, swampy water hole with like moss floating on the surface, so it looks like walkable terrain.
Well, I will swim my way out towards the horse and do one of the like head up, feet down, like lower myself until my feet hit the bottom or until they hit a barrel or something.
Yep.
And then gauge what the situation is before me before calling over the party to help.
Yeah, it's probably like 10 feet deep. It's quite deep. Like horses are very large creatures, right? It's obviously just keeping its mouth and nose up above.
Is it like
Aw,
standing? Is it standing on the bottom?
Yeah, totally.
No.
And how far
Um,
from the shore is it?
Oh, it's probably like 100 feet or something like that. Like you had to really wade out quite a ways and then paddle your way over. And yeah, like I think the horse is like sunk fairly deep, and like the ground here is super muddy and soft, so it's not like an obvious like firm packed thing you can put your feet against. It's more like the water becomes muddier and muddier until it's like glutinous mud, until it's like solid mud, that kind of thing. As you approach, Neal, who is approaching?
Skye.
Yeah, as you approach, what was Skye's profession again?
He is a navigator.
Yeah, I think in your time traveling, you've spent enough time around animals to recognize the broad emotions of, obvious work creatures. This horse is terrified, like rolling its eyes, nostrils like quivering, and like obviously trying to get away from you as you like come approaching. What do you
I will
do?
give the horse some room. I want to find the barrels and just be aware of their presence before I make any decisions. So
Yeah.
can I swim down and feel the barrels with my feet?
So the barrels are actually strapped on each side of the horse.
Oh, even
One,
Poor
better.
one on the right,
baby.
one on the left.
Are they floating?
Um, they're underwater, or under mud, quote unquote. But they're obviously a little bit buoyant. Like as you press down on them, they're not 100% packed full of spice. They have a little bit of air in there. They are actually buoying this horse up a little bit.
So that's
I
probably
will-
why it's able to kind of stand up with its head above water.
Yep, totally.
So I'll swim back to shore.
Yeah.
Get myself a knife or something. I have a short sword on me. I prefer a smaller, sharp object if anyone has a knife. Knife party? Frogman
Yeah, I
knife?
have a dagger.
Sweet. I'll take the dagger.
Yeah, Lord Jui hands over her dagger and says, make it to good use,
Of course. And then I'll swim back on out and free the horse from the barrels that are probably like maybe caught on something and keeping the horse from moving.
Now, as you swim back out, you hear the horse sort of like unleash a scream, and you see a log floating in the direction of the horse.
No.
Is it just a log? I'll take a second look
No.
at it, make sure it's not like an alligator or a crocodile or something. Make sure it's actually a log.
Log with scales and a sinuous tail propelling it through the water.
That doesn't sound like a log.
It is indeed a crocodile.
I will swim back to shore.
Quickly.
Yeah, sorry about your horse. It's real bad out there.
Mm-hmm.
Babs is really worried about the horse and is going to cast Magic Missile at the crocodile.
Oh my god. Amazing. Let me see.
I don't remember what Magic Missile does, but I know it does damage.
While Babs does that, I'm
Absolutely.
going to check myself for leeches.
Oh yeah, you find a few.
Uh,
Let's see. Crocodile. Yeah, fantastic.
Agnes sees the crocodile and she's like, maybe?
And then let's get some HP.
and then I forget about the familiar we've been waiting.
Agnes is all excited, like this might be it, and
Is
the
that
magic
you?
missiles like blow by her, and she's like, "Oh, hope not now."
I love how like every pet or animal we see now, Rachel, your character should be like, "Is it you?" It's like a blind date or something. Like you see some beautiful people walking by, and you're like, "Please be you, please don't be you, please be you." Please.
Incredible. So here we've got this crocodile swimming slowly in the direction of the horse D'Artagnan. Let's rename this to D'Artagnan. Yep, awesome. So you're casting Magic Missile.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and do your spell cast. What's your mercurial magic for Magic Missile?
Shouted by a demon, and I can't talk for 1d4 rounds after I do it.
Amazing. Go ahead and roll 1d4. Yeah, so this demonic voice erupts from your throat and burns out your voice box.
I imagine there's like even smoke and sulfur that comes out of my throat, and it like singes my voice away.
Excellent. Please roll 1d10 for the manifestation of this spell. This looks like force daggers.
Nice.
And an 18, you throw 1d4 missiles that deal damage equal to 1d4 plus your caster level. All missiles must be aimed at a single target to which the caster has line of sight. The missiles never miss, although they may be blocked by certain magic. So go ahead and roll 1d4. 2. Awesome. So roll 2d4 plus 2. 5 damage. Your daggers of force strike out and slam into the crocodile, and like blood sort of like explodes up from the water as the crocodile rolls, and then it bursts forth, sort of like baring its teeth and shaking its head back and forth. And it's at that time that you see another crocodile surface,
No!
drawing closer to you, except that this one is missing one eye, and it has like a huge wicked hook pierced through one of its cheeks.
Gotta
Maybe
save the
that's
horse.
your pet. Maybe that's your pet, Rachel.
Is that my baby?
Would all of you please roll for initiative?
Oh.
And we're going to do this with each player rolling for initiative, and then we'll go on a player-by-player basis.
Who's got my best initiative?
Neal, Anna.
Oh, a 1 for
A
Jen.
1. Is that good or bad? I don't remember.
That's bad.
Oh, okay.
So Neal got a 6. Anna got a 14. Amazing.
I prefer it in initiative than in combat rolls.
And Rach got a 5.
I'm sorry, I thought I clicked my token. There.
And crocodiles. Let me take a look.
Not good. Come on, not good.
-3? -3?
It sounds not
Yep.
good.
Roll 1d20 -3. 4. Or sort descending. Amazing. Then, Anna, it's your turn. What do you do?
Oh man. I don't have much in the way of ranged weapons, I don't think. But, ooh, Scribbles has darts. Or a dart. If I have a dart and I throw it, do I no longer have a dart?
There's a
Yeah.
50% chance to recover
But-
a piece of ammunition.
Are you sure you have only 1 dart? Because I feel like every time I got darts in my default character, it was written 1d4 darts, and you have to roll for how many you have.
Let me check, because that's still in our chat. Let's see. Female human scribe. Dart 1d4. You're so right, Jen.
Go ahead and roll it. You got 3 darts.
Nice. That is much better. All right. So, Scribbles will shoot a dart at the same crocodile that Babs magic missiled.
Cool, cool. That does miss.
Well, great. Henley really wants to swim into the swamp and hack at them with their axe, but they're pretty far out, it seems like, right? They're not like near the shore.
Yeah, I think this one that appeared between you and the horse is like 30 feet away, but the one that's far away is like 80 feet.
All right, well, Henley pulls out some disgustingly raw pieces of chicken meat, of which they have 5 pounds. So I'm thinking like, a total of a half pound of chicken meat, and chuck it away from the horse and try to get the attention of the one that's coming.
Yeah. So you're trying to throw it so that this one with the missing eye and the huge hook in its jaw goes after the chicken meat instead of you.
Yeah. And that would be my whole action, right? I can't throw like 2 pieces.
I think you can only throw enough to distract one of these 2 crocodiles.
Okay.
Yeah. It absolutely works, actually. This
Nice.
one with the missing eye just like immediately swims after the chicken meat, and you just see like it opens its jaw and all the water rushes into the jaws, and like the chicken meat just floods in with it. It's like,
Nice.
It looks at you with like a uniquely happy glint to its yellow.
Henley's like,
Babs
"Oh,
gets
sounds."
familiar. Or Henley.
And then Babs can't speak, but could. Oh, this is tough.
Mime. You can mime to us what you want to say.
Well, I'm trying to think. I'm looking at color spray. I'm trying to remember what that does.
It's a cone of 40 feet. So you couldn't reach the far one, but you could reach the near one.
I can't even remember what it does. Sorry, I'm looking for it right now. There it is. Okay.
Like blinds and knocks creatures unconscious and things like that.
But could I can't like shape it out of the way of the horse. Would it do this to the horse too?
You can't make it go far enough to hit the horse.
Right. I think I misunderstood where the crocodiles are. So the new one that has the hook and the scar is near us, right?
Yes.
And the one that was eating the horse before, or like going for the horse before that got magic missiled, is like very close to the horse and far away.
Yes. That's like 80 feet away, and the one that's near you is like 30 feet away.
So can I retcon this? Because I wanted to try to distract the one that was closest to the horse
Oh,
with the chicken meat.
sure. Okay. Yeah, you can throw the chicken meat far enough to distract this one that was like harassing the horse. So
Okay.
this one gets distracted, goes after the chicken meat, but this bigger one with the one eye and the hook in its jaw is still heading in your direction.
So that one I'm going to try to color
Color
spray.
spray?
Yeah.
Amazing. Roll it up.
Uh-oh. That doesn't look good.
Oh no! You rolled a 1 plus 2, huh? How interesting. Yeah, okay, so you fail to cast a spell and you lose color spray for today. That's how you forget a spell.
Boo. All right.
Rachel, how about you?
All right, we got Agnes
whoa,
and
Oh, no,
her-
wait.
Whoa,
It's
whoa,
Neal's
whoa,
turn.
whoa.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I skipped
Whoa,
forward.
whoa.
I was ready though.
How close is the close croc to the shore?
To 30
about
feet,
30
right?
feet. So
30 feet.
like this is not an accurate battle map here.
Clearly.
More like, yeah.
And when Skye was wading out at 30 feet, were you still able to stand on ground, or was it like swimming zone by then?
That was probably still standing zone.
Well then, Dee will stride out into the swamp, two-handed sword in hand,
Amazing.
and take a mighty blow at the incoming crocodile.
Fantastic.
Huzzah!
Ooh.
Your sword clangs loudly against the scales on the back of this crocodile, doing nothing to the creature.
Uh-oh.
Please roll
I think
1d6 for your sword.
I think I might have overestimated my sword. She calls.
Aww.
All right. What do your other characters do?
Kate only has a small hammer, so she's not doing anything. Skye is practically naked, peeling leeches off him, but he's not going to let
Yep.
Dee go in alone, so he'll grab his short sword from the ground and run to the crocodile, wading in, and take a stab.
Hey, you
20
hit.
to hit.
Deal 7 damage. Very nice.
Um,
What an incredible blow, just like cutting into the ribs of this creature. It shrieks in fury. Rachel, what do you do?
Agnes has enlarge, Evelyn has a torch, and Fiona has flint and steel. Together, they want to make a big fire stick.
Amazing.
That's very cool. Synergy.
Cast enlarge.
Oh boy.
Ooh, a
Hey, we got a
10.
good team vibe going on, where Agnes is in charge and they do as she says.
Fortunately, as you scream at the top of your lungs to cast enlarge, the magic fizzles out and you lose the spell.
We're not very good at magic.
Fiona looks at Agnes and just heaves like this super disappointed sigh.
do either of them do anything else, or were they like really counting on the enlarge?
No, they're still gonna light the torch, and Evelyn like looks at it, how small it is, and then she like pulls the warhammer off her back that she doesn't really have anything, she doesn't have a lot of practice with. And Fiona's like, yeah, get on out there. And she's like, oh, you think? Okay. We're not gonna be able to keep this torch lit, huh? If she goes swimming out there also holding a hammer.
This closer, larger crocodile is within standing distance.
Melee distance? Like I could.
You could walk out to it.
You can wade and stand on the bottom. It's not so deep that you have to swim.
Yeah. So Evelyn looks back and forth between her two options, hands the torch to Fiona, and then goes out with a warhammer swing.
All right, go ahead and roll. Oh! 17, you hit, dealing 7 damage and slaying.
Oh! Whoa! Oh, Evelyn was the last person to expect this to happen, and she hits it and it explodes in like guts, and she's like, oh! And she gets back on shore, just like, ah!
Amazing. The other crocodile just continues swimming off away, happily munching on the half-pound of chicken flesh. Aww. That is where we're gonna end it for today. So, let's go around the table. Please tell the audience where they can find you, and thank you all for playing. Neal, how about you?
In about half an hour, you guys can find me on twitch.tv/Koibu, where we are making the return of Love Bites, which is our love advice show. It's we stopped it because we had solved everyone's problems, but it's been a few years. Problems have rearisen. So swing on by in about half an hour to twitch.tv/Koibu, where we will debug your romantic entanglements.
Fantastic. Yeah. Rachel.
You can find me on Twitter at SeltzerPlease, on Instagram at SeltzerPlease, and on Twitch here at /Seltzer. We're just taking a hiatus for our other role-playing show, Red Sky City, but it's all up online, and they do a great job pulling out all the highlights on Twitter. So if you want to see what it's like, I would highly recommend you check out the Do Not Peek Twitter for some funny stuff there. And yeah, in the meantime, I'll be on the internet. I'll catch you guys around there.
Awesome. Jen, how about you?
You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at LiveInPink, and I started streaming again. Usually it's on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes it's StarCraft, sometimes it's Stardew Valley, sometimes it's another game that starts with Star. I don't know, but yeah, that's it. I call Anna.
Why, thank you. You can find me at Anna Prosser everywhere on the internet. I also just recently concluded a show, Echoes of Eternity, which is a Star Wars role-playing show. You can still find all the VODs out there, though, and I hope you enjoy it. That was really fun. I will be trying to fill that Monday with other streams, so if you want to take a follow on my channel, I will hopefully let you know when I go live. I also am doing a show called Extra Brains on Fridays, where DJ Wheat and I, with the production talents of Britt Weiss, take your topics and ideas and questions and brainstorm together with chat. This week we helped someone write a follow-up email for a job application and also talked about good strategies for concise communication. It was a big nerd out for me. It was really, really fun. And that's Fridays at 1 p.m. And also on Tuesdays, I play Knights of Evening Star on the official D&D channel, where I play a Circle of Wildfire druid that sets a lot of stuff on fire, which is really, really fun. And if you want to follow my dog on her birthday week, it's Happy Niski on Instagram. My birthday week is not next week, but the week after. If you want to celebrate both of our birthday month, then, now's the time. So that's been great. Has Jen gone? Jen, you go. No, Steven,
I'm the only one who's left.
Steven, go.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. This was really fun. Thank you all for playing. I had a great time. You can follow me on the internet at Silent Osiris. The O is 0, just about everywhere. And before we go, Agnes, from behind you, you hear a tiny little voice that says,
"Hey, I think you were looking for me."
Agnes is like, this is the most excited and emotive she's ever been.